Good morning, evening, afternoon, everybody. Tis your boy, Mr. Novikov. I'm here today to bring to you PGM-9, Patrol Motor Gunboat 9. This ship is a sub-chaser class uh, motor gunboat made in World War II. Originally launched in about 13 February of 44, and she was stricken from the Navy records in 46, grounded in, I want to say it was like August something 45, and was demolished in December of 45. This ship has an actual interior structure that I can go and give you a tour of. So inside we have here in the controlling room. I don't really have anything planned out for the sides, so if you want to fill that in, go ahead and do so. Coming down here into the lower levels, we have our quarterdeck. We have a galley right here. I guess that would be a mess deck right there, but the galley, an auxiliary entrance room forward of the anti-aircraft emplacements, but just after the gun. And then the ship's magazine up forward. Is that realistic? No, the magazine should be somewhere aft, but that's just how I designed it here. Then I moved into the officer and crew quarters. So here we have the chief of the boat, the enlisted quarters, and the officer quarter. Then we move into the engine room with an actual hatched bilge underneath the shaft, with two entrances to go up on either side of the aft gun mount. Then we have our small secondary cannons and our side anti-aircraft pieces slash small ship defense. And then we have, I don't really know what this was because the schematic I was using didn't tell me what it was, but there's this piece on the back that I modeled here with a furnace and two fence gates. If you want to fence this in around the back, you can, but just know that putting iron bars around this will restrict your ability to move fore and aft. And with that, let's go ahead and get into layer number 1. Alright then, so first things first, find yourself a nice starting point. I marked mine here with this stone. And you're going to go take your red wool, and you're going to go outboard by 1, then another 1. This is where you're going to place your first block. Having this block gap here, that'll give you 1 block gap between you and your ship and the pier, or wherever the hell you're building it off of. So now you're going to bring this back by 4 blocks here. 2, 3, 4. Outboard by 1. You're going to go back by 39 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. Alright, so once you get your 39th block, you're going to come in by 1. And this is going to be 3 long. So 1, 2, 3. On the second block, you're going to come outboard by 1. Sorry, you're going to skip 1. Then you're going to place a block here with, I had an end rod over there be the shafting, but I learned that you can't have end rods underwater, so I'm changing it up to a chain, and then a block of gold to signify the screw for the ship. Alright, then you're going to go and skip.
Oh man, don't tell me I fucked this up already. Oh wait, I don't think I did. No, I think
I'm just an idiot. Yeah, okay, I'm just an idiot. Then you're going to go ahead and grab you a wall of whatever material you want. I used granite, but I'm actually going to use something different for this one. I think I'm going to use diorite or andesite. I'll use andesite because I've been using andesite a lot. I'm going to take your andesite and come back by 2. This will form the beginning of your rudder. Alright, so we're going to fill this in and complete what you did to this side to that side. Alright, and it should look like this when you're done with it. It should have a oddly strong shape that I'm sure real civil engineer would be proud of. Anyway, let's move on to layer number 2. Alright, so starting up here at the first block, we're going to go and bring it up by 1. We're going to go outboard by 1. We're going to bring this back by 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to bring it outboard by 1 again. I'm bring this back quite a ways. 4, 5. I'm going to cover by 1 and come back by 2. Then you're going to have 1 block on the end.
Doesn't seem right. Did I muck this up? I did muck this up. Alright, sick.
Alright, so it's going to look like this. Then do to this side what you did to this side, and I'll be back when that's complete. Alright, and it should look like this when you're complete with it. Should have this nice little bowl right here for you to go and walk around in. You'll still be underwater for at least 1 more block, and then you'll be able to stand around on top of it. So let's move on to the interior of this level. Up here, where it comes out here after the 5, you're going to place down 2 quartz blocks and a slab. Then you're going to measure out 9 blocks following, so 9. So on the 9th block, you're going to go ahead and do the exact same thing. Go back by 1 slab, and then you're going to slab up the rest all the way back, with the exception of the last 2 blocks and the port aft corner.
This is going to form what is known in the Navy as the bilge. Conform, Daniel. On this ship, the bilge is not going to be very big. I'm going to have it run the entire length of the ship.
Realistically, it would actually only be the engine room and where the shafts are. So the engine room, basically. But I'm going to have it be the entire ship just for simplicity's sake, because I don't feel like making compartments, just whole ass watertight compartments. Alright, so this aft portion here, I'm going to go ahead and remove my block of gold and grab not a pressure plate, trapdoor. Place it like that so it opens. No, actually, replace it like that. Not that it matters because you can't get down there anyway, so I'm just going to keep it like that. Alright, well, that concludes layer number 2. Moving on to layer number 3. Alrighty then, so for layer number 3, we're going to bring this first block up by 1, come in by 2, come out by 1, back by 3, outboard by 1, and we're going to run this back, I believe it was 33 blocks. Maybe it was 38, I don't remember. Yeah, it was right about here. Alright, then we're going to come out inboard by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we're going to come out by 1, 2, 3. Then you're going to fill this portion in right here. So we're going to start off actually by walling that off with these quartz blocks. And we're going to fill in the rest of this. Alright, and then you're going to do to this side, which you did to that side. I'll be back when that is complete. Alright, and it should look like this. So now you're back to having this little bowl for you to sit in. And this should be at the water level. So now, if this is built in a dry dock, it really wouldn't matter. But if you were building this in the ocean and you dry this area up now, you should be able to walk around with relative ease. This boat is made for version 1.18 and future updates. But you can build this ship earlier in an earlier build if you would wish to do so. I always say 1.18 because all my builds are built for 1.18. So let's move on to the interior for this one. This is going to be where it gets kind of fun. Alright, so I'm going to be building some little sections here. So first things first, we're going to come up here to this right here, this little wall we've made. We're going to make that a wall across. We're going to put 2 lower slabs here. Then everything up forward. If you want to use slabs, you can use slabs. If you would like to instead use blocks, you can use blocks. Depends on what you want to do with it. I'm going to use slabs so I can keep this as a workable bilge area. One that you can actually stand up in too if you are using 1.18 forward. I don't actually remember which update it was that allowed you to stand in a 1.5 block space, but one of them did, and I actually very much appreciate that update. That's going to make a lot more compact buildings. Alright, so now we move on to the next portion. So this portion is going to be 4 blocks long. So 1, 2, 3, 4. The fifth block being a bulkhead with a hole cut out here in the second block starboard. And we're going to just use these to make a small little table right here. This is going to be our crew messing area. Now we're going to move on to the officer quarters. Sorry, the quarters. So first things first, we're going to go in by 1, out by 1. Then we're going to skip a block. This will be a bulkhead here. Skip a block, and we're going to have this be several blocks long. I believe it was that. I'll verify now, though. I was incorrect. It was actually only 4 blocks there, followed by here. We're going to have a bulkhead here. Then I'm going to follow exactly what you did for the officer quarter for the chief of the boat. Alright, and now this portion back here is going to be the engine room. So here you can do what you want. I'm not going to tell you how best to make these machines, but I'll tell you how I made them. So I'm going to be using a dropper. And now, since I know that end rods don't work underwater, a dropper and a chain facing outboard to act as our pump. Then we're going to have 3 gray wool on either side of center line, or 3 blocks of your choosing. I have it as gray because, well, a lot of machines are gray, turns out. So 2, 3, 2, 3. Now I know that I said I don't like using end rods, but this is one of the places that I would have used an end rod at. Alright. So chains here to act as our shafts coming from our engines. Now the question is, how in the actual hell did the engines manage to transition all the power down to the screw? Good question. I don't have an answer for you. Have fun, kid. You could, if you want to, have it be like it comes down through here and then like takes a curve somewhere to come out here. I don't know. I don't know how you want to do that. These are my engines. Have fun. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and get into decoration for this port.
God damn it. Alright. Well, now we get into the fun part, killing a bunch of bats. Holy goddamn. Alright.
Alright, now you see what I mean when I say I hate bats. Alright. So now we move on back to our decorations and grab us some beds. So what I have to do to delineate officers from enlisted is I'll use a red bed for the officers, a yellow bed for the chiefs, and a gray bed for the lower enlisted. Yellow bed. And then a gray bed. The enlisted have a fun time. I'm just going to go ahead and stack these guys up another layer because they're already going to be stacked up again. Then we go into some decoration portion here, so I'm going to grab me a chesticle. I should have kept that fucking lantern so I can stop bats from spawning. God damn it. Whatever. Now I'm going to need the chains, so fucking chest here. Since this is chief, he only gets one chest. The enlisted gets 6. 1 for each enlisted man here. And they will have a lantern hanging in the next, probably the 5th layer, since they physically cannot have lanterns be on top of chests, I guess. Alright. Yeah, and then you go ahead and add your doors. So, being that I like to use birch for these doors, you can use either dark oak or birch. Actually, I will use dark oak for this. Oh, fuck. Whatever, I'll make sure to put the officers in real quick. The officer gets 2 chests. He has extra storage space because he's an officer. That works. And there we go. Alright. Yeah, so. Oh, and then the final one back here for the engine room. And for the messing area. Alright. So, now we move on to layer number 4. Alright, so for layer number 4, I start out by putting 1 block here, then a block here. This block's going to be 3 blocks long. And then we're going to have this one overhang by 1. This is going to be 45 blocks long, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40, 41, 42, 43, 45. And let's just check how long this actually is. 45. Excellent. Then you move in by 1. Not what I wanted. In by 1. You move in by 1 again. And this one's going to come back by the 3 here. Alright. Hold on. I see where I messed up here. So down here at this layer here, so layer number 3, move the aft portion outboard by 1 extra. Alright. And then what you did to this side, do to that side. I'll be back when that is complete. Alright, and you should look like this. So this starts your fair water. For those who are not in the Navy, that is the section of ship above the waterline. Alright. So now we're going to go ahead and get into the interior design for it. Alright, so for most of these interior bulkheads, just going to build up by 1. So I'm going to start here in the aft portion. Build this up by 1. I'm going to go ahead and light this up as well. Keep bats from spawning. And this portion is built up by 1. Build this entire portion up by 1. We'll add the lanterns in the crew compartments here in a minute. Alright, build up by 1. Alright, now that you're here in the messing area, you're going to build this up by 1, skip 1, 1, skip 1, skip 1, 1. Alright, and then I'm going to grab my ladders. What are you doing, step ladder? Alright, not really going to need slabs anymore. So go ahead and build up here. Why did I do that when I could fly over? I don't know. Alright. Then we're going to have this space be 3 wide, so 1, 2, 3. And we're going to have a bulkhead coming across with a door in the middle. Alright. No doors. Actually, I will put a door leading, out of the space into the galley. And then we're going to have 4 blocks ending right here, or with a door in the midst. On the 3rd block on each side, put a ladder. On the interior, I'll line this entire section with chests. I'm going to put a lantern right there. We'll have a lantern hanging up here in the next level. Then up forward, I'm going to have 3 chests. Place this dropper with a smoker and a blast furnace. blast furnace, and a smoker. Blast furnace, smoker, and a birch slab. Alright, so this is going to be our galley right here. Alright, so now we're going to move on to layer number 5. Alright, so we're going to start off here by going up by 1, by 1, by 2. And this section here is going to be 47 blocks long. So 1, 2, 3,
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35,
47. Alright, and then this aft portion, we're going to make it 5 wide. And what you did to this side, do to that side. I'll be back when that is complete. Alright, so now that you have this section built up, we're going to move on to making part of the deck, of the weather deck specifically. Alright, so I'll get into that here in a moment. Alrighty then, everybody. So we're going to start off here at this bulkhead, and we're going to put blocks down. So what I'm going to suggest is putting blocks down for every bulkhead, because due to limitations of Minecraft at the present moment, you cannot have slabs on top of a different material slab, sadly. So for every bulkhead that you're going to cross, just go ahead and slab that shit up, or block that shit up. Alright, then everything between, upper slabs. That's just to make sure that you have the maximum amount of room possible to maneuver around as you see fit in all these areas. Oh damn, I forgot my anvils. Shit. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and add these anvils here. Get rid of the chest, it doesn't matter. Next, you add your anvils. And then you just continue to slab up, going around all of the ladder ports, because you really need those ladder ports. Alright, and then just make sure that you fill in this area. I'll actually get back to you when it's complete. Alright, so actually one thing. So right here, where you're at these chests, go ahead and add a block down so you can put down your lanterns in a way that doesn't obstruct movement. And then let's go ahead and head down there actually and just go ahead and place these. Let's go into the chief berthing. Cut that one out. Place a lantern right there. Let's go into the officer berthing and do the same thing. Alright, then everything else is going to be slabbed up. Alright, so if you really want to, you can try to make this area back here into something useful instead of it being useless like it is right now. It'd be like a crew washroom area or something like that. I'm going to have it be just slabbed off because I couldn't really think of any good uses for it as far aft as it is. Maybe another fucking magazine, since this gun way back here is so far aft. But that's for you to decide as the builder in this case. Alright, so we're going to move on to the interior up forward. I'll be back with that. Alright, so we're going to come up here to our forward portions, and all the bulkheads we're just going to bring up by 1. All of them. Every one. And every ladder, just bring it up by another 1. Alright. And now we're going to get to a pretty cool part. So I'm going to steal these chests. I'm going to place, well, we're going to have to wait for that. In fact, we're going to have to wait for all of those. So we're going to go ahead and chest up this area as well. Placing chests on top of chests works. Placing chests too deep, however, does not work. Especially because this next area is going to be, well, not able to fit another row of chests in it. We're about to move on to the next layer. So, back here, I'm going to grab a wall, and I just remembered that we forgot to finish out the rudder. We'll finish that out here in a moment. So normally I would use andesite, but for this I'm going to be using cobblestone wall. I'm going to grab andesite just because I know I'm going to need it here in a second. Place a wall right here. And that wall is going to go, that's the wrong one anyway. Here on top of the smoker, place a wall here to act as our chimney. And then let's go back aft and finish out the rudder. That's embarrassing. Alright. So we're going to move on to layer number 6. All right, so for layer number 6, the first thing we're going to do, we're going to go outboard by 3. I'm going to go back by 1. Sorry, by 2. Play my last. By 2. Then I'm going to go aft by 17. So 3,
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
15, 16, 17. All right, and then we're going to bring this block right here back all the way across. All right, do the exact same. And then every block in the middle, we're going to skip 1, place it into the block. Now these 2 middle ones go back an additional 2 blocks. In the middle of that, I'm going to put a cobblestone wall down. Actually, no, I think I'd do that a little bit later, but yeah, so that's what you do to this side, and I'll be back when that is complete. All right, so now we're going to get into the next portion, the aft portion. So first things first, I'm going to go ahead and slab these up right here, and grab a block and place it right here of spruce. All right, then you're going to grab your anvil, end rods, and dark oak fences, and you're going to place your anvil however you want your guns to be facing. So I'm going to do it exactly as I have it over there. Where I have my starboard gun facing inboard and my port gun facing outboard. All right, then we're going to move on to our steps right here, which are going to have 9 steps going aft. So starting off here, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, then you're going to come inboard by 1 on each side, leaving you if I remember correctly. Nope, wrong. Inboard by 1 on each side, and you're just going to repeat that on this other side, like that. Now in here we're going to have 2 more guns on each side, which I'm going to annotate with andesite walls and stone with furnaces. Furnaces positioned in just such a way to allow you to, load munitions into the gun. Yeah. All right. And now we're going to have to go and place down our fucking fence gates. We're done with marble now, so we can just get rid of that just straight out. All right, and then do the exact same thing over here on this side. So 1, 2, 1. Oh, and feel free to have them facing whichever direction you want them to face. So I'm going to do this one like this because it'll be kind of interesting. Actually, I think I'll just do it entirely like that, because it's going to give you that sense of we're now fighting somebody off the port side, since both of our little 50 cal here and our big ol', I want to say these were 3-inchers, are now facing off the port bow and off the port midships. All right, so now we're going to get into the aft portion. The aft portion is going to start this gun mount right here, and then wherever the fuck that thing is. So let's go ahead and get started on that. All right, so here on the deck, I'm going to 1 forward of these steps here. I count out 5 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This 5th block, I'm going to place a section of 3 stone, and then you're going to have a section of 3 stone going aft. No, 4 stone going aft. Play my last, and then 3 stone going in again. All right, now if you want to leave this interior section empty and have like a magazine in here that you can go and achieve from the top, like enter from the top, like right here or some shit, have there be like this section be slabbed up, you can do that. I have it being full, but I think I will actually go and have it be a internal magazine on this gun. All right, so that being the case, I'm going to leave this alone for now on the inside. So you're going to take steps on either side, and coming back aft, have a step right here. All right. And let's go ahead and place down our fucking trapdoors that we need for our engine room. So place them so that way they open towards the ladder, so that way you can still use it as a ladder. Alright, I'm going to do the same thing up forward, wherever we can. It does not appear that we'll be able to until the end of this layer though, so we're just going to leave those as is. Alright. So now we're going to move on to our whatever the hell that thing is. So I'm going to count out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the fifth block, you're going to place a wall of whatever the hell you're using. Then you're going to go and grab your furnace, place it down, and you're going to have fence gates on either side. And that's really going to complete a lot of this aft portion here. I did that a little bit ahead of time so I can focus mainly on the main guns and the bridge. All right, so let's move on to actually putting down the decking for this layer right here. All right, so with the exception of around your ladder ports, you're going to fill this entire area with planks and slabs as you see fit. Wherever you have a ladder port, go ahead and place a trapdoor facing your ladder, or I guess on the side of your ladder. For the sections like this, where this is the deck here, my suggestion is to slab up these bulkheads here, or not slab, but block up these bulkheads here, and then have slabs be the rest of it, but that is completely and totally up to you, the individual building this. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll see you when I'm finished with that. Alright, so now that we're finished with that, I'm going to move on to layer number 7 and get on with making the rest of the aft gun mount, making the beginning of the forward gun mount, and making the start of our bridge and mast. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start with the forward gun mount first. So we're going to go ahead and grab us some stone slabs. Stone slab. Excellent. Alright, so we're going to go forward by
1 from these trapdoors here, 1 and inboard by 1. Place 1 slab here, place another slab right here, forward by 2 extra, making this 3 wide, go in by 1, in by 1, and then you're going to go do the exact same thing here on the other side, like this. Now, in the midst, you're going to... Oh no, I actually did not do this correct.
Supposed to have this outboard by 1. My apologies. 2, 3. So go outboard. So you start here at the trapdoor. 1 slab here, 3 slabs here. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. So this stays in the same place, but the circle moves. Alright, now in the midst of these 3 blocks, place a slab. This is going to be our gun mount. Alright, and our safety circle around it. So now we're going to go ahead and move on to the bridge. Alright then, so first things first, we're going to start off here by building this section up by 1. So I don't have to do it later. And it's a wall right here. And we're going to go ahead and build this up right here. So this is going to be a 4 by 3 room right here with a door. I'm going to grab my doors here. On the outside edge of these, leading in, acting more like a hatch instead of an actual watertight door instead of, you know, what they normally are. Okay, so then we're going to go run this forward by 2 extra blocks with star pattern on the outside and a stair in the middle. So this is going to form our little perch up front and our AA platform. Alright, and let's see if I did everything back here. Alright, so now we come back here and we're going to have another step right here and here with stone all the way around, Alright, and a stone right here. Now, since I said that I was going to slab up the middle and have it be used as a kind of magazine for the gun, I'm going to go ahead and have this section slabbed off here with a trapdoor right there, and a ladder below that. And we're going to go ahead and add a couple chests right in here. So you know you have that's what I am going to use double chests for. Alright, so you have your little magazine underneath this gun here. Alright. And yeah, we'll go ahead and build that gun next layer. Alright, so now we move on to the next layer. I believe it's layer number 8. 2, 3, 6, 7. Yeah, so layer number 8. Alright, so I actually forget about something. So 2 blocks aft of our aircraft, or our machine gun emplacement right here. I'm going to place a step on either side. Alright, and now we move on to layer number 8. Alright, so for layer number 8, we're going to start off by making a 5x5 U shape of stone, like this. Alright, the interior being slabbed up. Conform, damn you. With an extra slab right there. Alright, we're going to go ahead and build up our machine gun emplacements here. The lower slab right there, and then I forgot to grab blocks, but I'll just use 2 blocks right here. 2 blocks of wood. And then on each side we're going to have a block of stone and a step. Alright, now we're going to have an H of stone in the middle with a stone stair right there. Alright, excellent. And now let's go ahead and get into those guns. So we're going to go ahead and grab a furnace. I'll use andesite walls for it. So we're going to go and place our furnace right here with our dark oak fence right there. And we're going to go ahead and make a shield for the gun. Alright. Alright, so don't extend the gun past the circle, whichever direction you go. So if you're facing off the port side, which I actually should be doing right now. So the gun will be facing off the port side bow. With the exception of here where it's really thin, don't extend it past, but here you can extend it past. One past with our shielding on it. And that shielding is to protect the operator from incoming small arms fire, since he's in an exposed position. Alright, so since, like I said, we're going to be fighting something off the port side, so we're going to have that one right there, aiming off of the port side bow. Now we come over here to our next gun. I'm going to start here with a slab. I'm going to have a block here, and since, once again, since we're fighting something off the port side, I'm going to go ahead and fence right there. 2, 3 blocks for that barrel and our shield. Alright, and that's going to be it for this layer. If I don't know if this is a weapon or not, but if this is a weapon, you want to use it as a weapon, then turn it so that way it faces the port side or whatever side you have, combat on, if you have combat at all. Let's go ahead and build up that radio mast once more. Alright, so now we move on to layer number 9. Alright, so now that we are on this layer, we're going to go ahead and build this section up by 1. Pretty simple step, honestly, where we just build up right here. The hardest part right now is going to be placing the outboard doors. Alright, and then we're going to come up here to our gun emplacement, and we're going to finish out that shield. So now our gunner is safe from small arms fire, except for everywhere except for maybe his legs. So now he's safe. And I'm going to go ahead and say put an extra slab here so that way he can, you know, be at the gun level instead of being face first into the fucking chamber. This one we're slightly above it, but whatever. Who cares? Alright, so we're going to go ahead and also put in our machine guns here. Like I said, we're in the midst of fighting somebody on the port side, so we're going to go ahead and that's not what I wanted. I'll go ahead and have this machine gun facing outboard and this one facing forward. Alright. And now we're going to move on to layer number 10. Alright, so layer number 10, we just build up, but we're going to have the windows here instead of having it be complete stone all the way around. And we're just going to continue doing that. I forgot to bring the radio mast up. I'll do it this turn. Doot doot. Alright, and that's going to continue up for a fucking minute once we get there. Alright, so now we move on to layer number 11. So for layer number 11, just go ahead and build up once again. If you want to leave this as your final layer of actual hull, you do that. If you wish to have one extra block of wiggle room in here to like jump around and shit, my suggestion is to slab up this portion instead of moving up another slab like I have over there. But also over there I have this extra slab right here hoisting up a radio mast. So whatever you want to do. In this case, I don't feel like adding another fucking layer of slabs. I'm just going to go ahead and slab up the top of this. Because honestly, it's just as good. There's really no difference. The only difference is how tall the ship ends up being. Alright, and then we're just going to go ahead and right here, I'm going to place a placeholder right there. That's going to be iron bars. So now, I'm going to go grab iron bars real quick. Iron bars. And I'm going to bring this up by 3 blocks. 2, 3. Those should load in here shortly, but they might not. Alright, and let's go ahead and move in our mast. So 4, 5, 6. On the 7th block, I'm going to go outboard by 2 on each side. 2. I'm going to keep going up. On this next block, we're going to go aft by 1. Then I'm going to have a anvil on top. So, no, we need to go up by 1 more. Then we have an anvil on top. 1 more. Anvil on top. Excellent. So, that is how you build PGM-9. So, like I said, this ship is pretty simple. If you'll notice, as opposed to my other designs, this one does not use a whole lot of stairs and slabs. I know that a lot of my submarine designs use a ton of stairs and slabs, making them actually quite difficult to build and very, very difficult to make videos on. Hopefully this was a lot easier. If you want more ships like this, go ahead and send me a comment with what ship you want me to build next. Or if you have any comments on stuff that I've missed for this, or historical inaccuracies in my description of this vehicle, go ahead and also leave those in the comment. If you have anything about how I can make my videos better, leave those in the comment. Otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful 4th of July, those of you who live in America like myself. And for the rest of the world, I hope you have a fantastic 4th of July, but not the celebration of not your country, but just a happy day. And with that, I bid you all adieu.